Okay. How is everybody doing? Let's wait for a few more people to get in and then we can chat. Terminator chat. Yes, we can talk about whatever you guys want. But one of the things that I wanted to talk today, I mean, we can talk about a bunch of things, Terminator, Ghostbusters, we can talk about, but one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, I saw an article by Adam Driver where the title is Adam Driver says that Star Wars Episode 9 is their last chance to get it right. And I got some feelings about this. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, are you realizing now that this is the last chance? So this is the thing. I don't know if a lot of you guys that have been following my channel not very long. I love Star Wars. I love entertainment in general, not only Star Wars, but Star Wars is a big part of my life. I grew up watching the films. I love the characters. And The Last Jedi really kind of broke my heart. And that's exactly why I started my YouTube channel, so I could talk, kind of rant a little bit about how I was feeling so disappointed with Star Wars. But the funny thing is that a lot of people, hey, thanks for the super chat. Teresa Martin, hi, hello, thanks so much for your support, very much appreciated. So I decided to start my YouTube because to rant about those things. I was like, I can't believe that Star Wars is going this way, and a lot of people were sharing the same feeling. And I was like, oh, so now I'm not alone on this. And I enjoyed The Force Awakens very much when it first started. I thought that it kind of provided what we needed, which was that nostalgia and the nostalgia, to bring the original characters, to bring all the original fans. But I was definitely expecting the movies and the franchise to move forward going after that, right? I was expecting that, okay, I got the nostalgia and I understand what you guys were trying to do, but now it's time to mean business. Let's do something great. I was expecting to see awesome Luke Skywalker, and we didn't get that. So I was very disappointed. And not only that, to me, it really felt that they started making fun of the original characters, not really caring for the legacy. And I was very, hi Jumanjanai, how are you? So I was very disappointed. And now when I saw this article by Adam Driver, after I'll put the link below, he's saying, oh, this is the last chance for us to get it right. I mean, what are you expecting? Of course it's the last chance for you to get it right, but you should have gotten right from the beginning. And that's why I think it's very upsetting, because if you think about it, we are never going to see a team up of the original team, and that's what makes me the most unhappy. We're never going to see Han, Luke, and Leia again unless they do some sort of I don't know, CGI or because I don't think they shot that kind of stuff. We know they're bringing Leia back, right? And mostly of the things footage that was not used, so we know that that's going to happen. But so in this article over here, he's saying, oh, so the Kylo Ren star was asked about his marathon journey. My English is weird today. Sorry, guys. Some days is worse than the others. So bear with me there. With the sequel trilogy, and here's what he had to say about it. So this is what Adam Driver said. In the place that I've done a 6-month run, on the very last day, you finally feel like, oh, now I have a better understanding of what it is that I want to do. I wish we could do this all over again. So he's kind of talking about Star Wars, because I was like, oh boy, how did I wish that they could do that all over again. Working on a play, the questions can you ask yourself are infinite. And that's what's torturous about film sometimes. You only have one shot to get it right, and you can do a lot of takes, but we are not all going to get back together again and do this. So that's exactly my point. Like, Carrie Fisher is gone, she's no longer with us. We are never going to get that, and I thought that that's what crushes my heart the most, because they really missed that opportunity, even though they have a chance to redeem Luke. But we're never going to get to see that, Han, Luke, and Leia again. And they should have done that. But yes, it's kind of annoying. But I thought it was very interesting that he said that. Because, remember how no one was ever acknowledging the fans. No one was acknowledging the backlash. But the truth is that they heard us. They heard us. They're just not acknowledging. Let's see, what are you guys saying here? am lost in the chat. Hang on, give me a second here, guys. Okay, so let's see who's here. Raul, Raul, I think it's Raul. True fan here. Hi. John Matrix, hi. David Presley, hi. Hi. Hello, Dr. Film. I always see you around my channel. Thanks for your support. Someone said, Papi45 said, The Last Jedi deep sixth Star Wars legacy. They insulted Luke and they went out of their way to erase Star Wars. Yes, I definitely agree. Someone said, did the Death Star had toilets? I don't know, I guess. So yeah, anyways. Hi, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, I think. I think that's how I answer. I'm sorry, my Spanish is really bad. But anyways, so yeah, so when I got Philip Tay, hi. Thanks so much. You're doing a really good job. Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. We were talking a little bit about Star Wars, but we can talk about whatever you guys want. You can always ask me questions and change the subject. So what I was saying here for those that are arriving now is that I ran into a article that is saying that Adam Driver said that episode 9 is our last chance to get it right, and then he gives us a statement here. And well, it's very interesting because yeah, it's just true. It is the last chance for them to get it right, but can they get it right? That's the question. Can they get it right? You know, that's the biggest problem. You know, I'm not sure if they are going to be able to glue together what was broken. Especially, I don't know. Do you guys think that they're going to just have this? I have a few theories. So this is one of the things that I believe that might be happening. I think that J.J. Abrams is going to be working with a lot of flashbacks for sure. I also think that I don't know if we're gonna have some sort of time travel or a dream sequence. That could happen as well. But I don't know. Do you really think that J.J. Abrams would delete what Rian Johnson did? I'm not sure if they'll do that because that's kind of acknowledging, even though there's articles over there saying that they're trying to do course correction, right? What does that even mean? What are they talking about? What does that even mean? Hi, Stephen Walton. How are you? Papi's saying, are you gonna go see episode 9 or do you think they'll fix what's broken? See, am I going to see episode 9? I'm definitely going to see because I need to see how everything is going to wrap up. So I definitely am going to see it, but can they fix what is broken? God knows. I honestly, I don't know how, because just like I said, they missed the opportunity to give us the reunion of the original cast, which is kind of annoying and it's kind of a bummer. You know, that's exactly what I wanted to see. They didn't give us that, and now Carrie Fisher is no longer here, so it's kind of complicated, right? Have you thought about Star Wars from a military perspective? If you do, it's even worse. I have not thought about a military perspective, but I do. I mean, the basics you can understand, like that whole sequence, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's kind of stupid. And also the way that Holdo wouldn't tell the plan. That's what bugs me the most, and I'll tell you why. For instance, I understand that if you're in a high command, you don't have to share every single plan or anything, right? Whatever, that's fine. But we have to take in consideration that a big chunk of those people, a big chunk of them died. The group was kind of small, and they had to, her plan was what? To have everyone go to the escape pod to go to this other planet, correct? If that was the plan all along, that means that Paul eventually was going to have to embark the escape pod anyway. So why would you not tell him the plan? Is beyond me. I still don't get it. Why? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's a bit confusing. Someone is saying, hi Olden, how are you? I'll be seeing episode 9, but I will be paying for another movie. Good choice. Good choice. I think a lot of the fans are going to be doing that just so they don't give Disney the pleasure of it's just kind of annoying. So Eddie Hernandez is saying they're gonna use Vader to get people to see it. Well, that would be a smart way to do it, right? But I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm at this stage that they've messed it up so much, and all of the way that they were treating the fans. I'm pretty sure they're going. JJ is not stupid. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be very smart on his decisions this time around. But is it going to be satisfying enough? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, Carrie Fisher is no longer here. How are they? And they killed off Han. I mean, and now they're bringing Lando. How can you picture Lando without Han? You want to see that dynamic. One of the things that I loved the most was to see the conversation between Han and, how Han and Lando would have great interactions, and that's not there unless they're doing flashbacks, like I said, or going back in time. I don't know what the hell they're going to be doing, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of a bummer, and that's what kind of breaks my heart the most. Even though if J.J. Abrams is able to put something together that it's still going to be halfway pleasing, I don't think it's going to go full on, wow, Star Wars is restored. Just because, they missed an opportunity. That's what I think. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? If they go the time travel route, it's extra lazy. Yes, that's true. But right now, I mean, what are they going to do, right? Olden said you should go see Cats. I should go see Cats? Maybe. What else are you guys saying? Those are very good points, Viv, but I was referring to things like how they drop stormtroopers on hostile planets with no apparent supplies or rations. Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, there's so much that you can analyze there. Like, if you're going to talk about the stormtroopers, you're absolutely right. It's just so much, I would say, lack of research, and it's also a problem because film is a collaborate medium, right? And the fact that Rian Johnson was in control of everything, he should have at least had a co-writer, which apparently it seems like he didn't. It's just not a very smart move. And yes, there's a lot of, if you really dissect that movie, it's just like beyond me how much mistakes you can find, how many mistakes. Lando will be returning a droid brothel. I know, because now he's pansexual, right? Oh my gosh. Guys, let me tell you. Last night, I was on Netflix, right? And Solo popped up. And I saw Solo on the theaters. And if you guys saw my review, you would know. I thought the movie was kind of boring. And I didn't like the film. I thought that they kind of took this character that was so cool. And now they made him not be that cool. There are certain explanations we really did not need it. And I tried to watch it yesterday and I almost fell asleep and I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is kind of boring. And all I kept thinking was like, this is not Han Solo. Han Solo would not act this way, would not be this way. Yeah. I think the only movie from the Disney era that I truly like was Rogue One. I like Rogue One because it was different, but it didn't rewrite anything. It had a great scene with Vader at the end, and I think anyways, you know what I mean. It was a movie that it didn't try to do anything that, I don't know, it didn't destroy anything. Some people are saying it did a little bit, but I actually, that's the only film that I enjoyed. Star Wars prequels are better than The Last Jedi. Yes, I definitely agree. I actually love the prequels. I was introduced to the prequels when I was little. I grew up with the prequels. Therefore, they're very fun to me. One of the best things from the prequels, in my opinion, is how it expanded the universe. That's what I like the most. The fact that we can see the Jedi and the temple, and the another thing that I thought it was super interesting in the prequels were the different fighting styles. I have never seen that, and I thought that was so cool. Because that's one of the stuff that I really wanted to see. Haha, wrench, I'm not worthy. Holding. So, yes, I just think that my problem with the prequels, I'm a very visual person, I went to school for cinematography, so I love visuals. And I thought that George Lucas went too much on the CGI, to the point that you can tell it's in your face, too much green screen. I wish that he would have pulled back, and I wish he would have used more of the practical effects. I wish that he would have gotten somebody else to direct the films, because like I said many times, George Lucas is the mind behind it all. He is the genius behind it all. We wouldn't even have Star Wars if it wasn't for him. But I don't think that he was the best choice to direct the film. This is what happens when you have one person in control of everything, you know. If he had gotten a different director, perhaps we would have, I don't know, perhaps they would, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because, like I said, I do like the prequels. I do enjoy the prequels very much. I think that they are a lot of fun, and it's great to even like make fun of the prequels and talk about memes. I think the greatest memes came from the prequel, right? So yeah. What are you saying here? Hang on. Han Solo should never happen. Han Solo should have never. Are you talking about the Solo film? Yes, I agree. Odin saying, Cats on opening night. Do I dare torture myself? Cats. What is this Cats are you talking about? Is that an actual movie, or are you just trolling me? Because I didn't hear about this. I know Cats, the Broadway show. Is there a movie coming? You have to tell me. I'm confused. AJ is saying, if nothing else, Rogue One was possibly the only movie ever made for fixing a plot hole in a previous film. Yes, that's true. I mean, some people can see it as a plot hole. I just thought it was enjoyable. It was different. I enjoyed the droid. I can't remember the droid, but the droid that dies at the end. I really enjoyed that character. It was probably my favorite character in the film. And I enjoyed the element. I thought it was fun. It was different. And I liked that it didn't try to rewrite everything. My problem with The Last Jedi is that it tried to rewrite everything. It's making the Force no longer special, which this is my biggest problem. Like, it's taking the myth away, you know, like what is good about Star Wars is that it messes with your mind and it takes you to this galaxy far, far away, and it's fantasy, and the Force is something so magical, you know, it's so cool. And why are they not exploring that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What else are you guys saying here? What else are we going to talk about, guys? True, they show time travel in Rebels. Oh yeah, I still have not finished Rebels. In fact, I think I just saw the first season, and I haven't had time to finish, so I'm not sure. I know that they brought time travel, but I'm not aware exactly what happens. Unlike the pre-fourth act Kylo Ren, Stephen said, C-3PO was designed as a... what? Never mind. I'm starting a nut-busting business soon. What? Oh gosh, here we come. The trolling. The trolling is starting. AJ is saying, I'm also a big Harry Potter fan, and my first reaction to General Hux was that one of the Weasley boys turned evil. Yes, I know, right? I was, to be honest with you, I was like, oh my God, now you remind me, where do I know that actor from? From Harry Potter. Oh gosh, I didn't even connect that. But yeah, I like the Harry Potters. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I prefer the Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter, but I did enjoy Harry Potter a lot. I watched all the films on the theater. So yeah, I pretty enjoyed that very much. Hi from Panama, Fernando. Hi, thanks for joining me. We were talking about Star Wars right now, but we can change the subject and talk about on whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's talk a little bit about the controversy surrounding Ghostbusters. Did you guys see Leslie Jones going nuts, talking about pretty much being entitled, because that's the only thing that I'm gonna see that was her behavior. She was being entitled as if the franchise were theirs. I mean, are you kidding me? Can we talk about Jaws? Yes, we can talk about Jaws. I love that movie. Let me just finish my thought here on the Leslie Jones, and then I can talk about Jaws. This is when right after I posted that video talking about how the media has been negatively reacting, because this is what it annoys me the most. The media is trying to mess up the film prior to even happening. And I believe that this attack on the film could even stop the original cast to want to join. You know that I don't know if you guys heard, but Bill Murray already apparently doesn't want to be involved. And now by creating this controversy with Leslie Jones, it's another block, it's kind of another obstacle to even bring the original backs the original cast back. And again, it's kind of takes the fun out of everything, because what people really want to see in Ghostbusters is go back for that nostalgia. You know, they want to see those characters back. And why can't they just create a film that is respectful about passing the torch? Is just beyond me. Hi, Flipped Out. Hi, how are you? We're talking about the Leslie Jones controversy here. So it's beyond me that they can't create a film about passing the torch in a, how can I say, in a respectful way. And then comes Leslie Jones and talks out of her, I mean, what was that tweet? You know, first was she saying that she is, what does she say again? That she's, I forgot the word. She was, remind me, what does she say? Maybe I can pull off her Twitter. I'm so, I can't really, how can I say? I can't really remember the word. What does she say? She said it's like, you guys, whatever, doesn't matter exactly what she says, but you guys know what I mean. But she was acting as if this was her IP, you know, her IP, and going forward, it was pretty much forgetting the story of that movie. I mean, first of all, her movie was the first one that ignored the originals to begin with. So how does that make any sense? Okay, I think that this is a little bit, hang on. I applaud the director making sequel falling right after Ghostbusters 2, as it should have been. Yes, I agree with you. I think that this is exactly what it should have done. I believe that this is the problem, right? If they had brought the girls and it was like a passing of the torch and you would have the original cast there, perhaps the result would have been different. But the problem with that movie, again, is not even the fact that it was a reboot, it's the fact that the script was horrible. And what pisses me off the most is now everything that is bad, people keep saying, oh, but it's all women, so it should be good. Like, what kind of logic is that? That doesn't make the movie good. It just pisses me off, and it pisses me off even more because you're misrepresenting women. You know, we could, like, she's just, seriously. And then she goes on Twitter and just talks stuff that has no sense, as if she doesn't understand how the industry works. I mean, they already had their chance and the movie completely flopped. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know? Let me just kind of, hey, Rookie Critic, thanks for the super chat. Thanks so much. Oh, by the way, I'm about to send you the video in a little bit, the one you asked me. So just hang on. We were talking about the Leslie Jones controversy here. What else are you guys saying here? Will you make a video about why, Luke Perez is saying, will you make a video about why it is and will always be the greatest shark movie? Sure, maybe I could address that if people are interested. I love Shark, Jaws. It's one of my favorite films for a lot of reasons. I don't know if you guys know, but the time that first Jaws was one of the first blockbusters. It was a movie that it was expected to flop, especially because there was a lot of problems involving the shark. But that was actually turned out to be really good in favor of the film, because Spielberg was having so much problem with the shark, and the shark was broken all the time. And so what they did, they tried to cut the shark out of the film, and they kind of created more suspense around it with the music, which worked beautifully. Because other than that, let's say if the shark was working perfectly, perhaps we would have seen more of the shark and the movie wouldn't have been so impactful. And even today when I watch the film, it works so perfectly. And the movie was added by hand, so the movie was added on that time that you actually have to cut film. I did watch the documentary behind it, where it's fascinating to me how they made that movie happen, and the movie was completely put together on the editing room, because they were so worried that this movie was come out terrible because the shark was looking so fake. But they made it work. They make it work. Let's see, what else are you guys saying here? Hang on. What do you think Wait. Everything Star Wars, what's up? Hello, everyone is here. Yes, everyone is here. Lots of respect for her when she said that if no one else from the cast anything else, I'm done. Like she said, not following them, grown people acting like third graders. I mean, I'm actually not really following what you're trying to say. Hello, everything Star Wars, how are you? What you're trying to say. The rookie critic is saying, what's funny is SJWs went after Leslie Jones when she made some black jokes a few years back. I mean, there's that as well. I heard that she received a lot of horrible backlash, horrible racist tweets at the time of the movie. I don't know. I wasn't following, so I don't know, which is terrible. Regardless if people don't like the film, I don't understand why people have to go there and go after actors because of a movie that they play. To me, it still doesn't make sense. It's the same thing that people are saying, Kelly Marie trained this, Kelly Marie trained that. It doesn't make sense if you don't like the character. Go complain to the director, or you can even criticize the acting itself, but like be respectful. And I heard that she received a horrible, terrible backlash, which still doesn't excuse her behavior now, trying to backlash a movie that is not even in production. Like I said, by doing what she's doing and creating all this controversy, it could even block the people, the original cast, who even want to be involved with the film. You know, that's what it makes me pissed off, because now she's acting entitled. She's acting as if her franchise launched it all. I mean, to begin with, if someone really has a right to these films, that would be Jason Reitman, right? Because he's the guy that his dad was the one that directed the original. Why does she think that she's so entitled? Plus, the new one kind of avoided all the other films. Like it didn't even acknowledge the originals, and now she comes with this excuse that we're just ignoring her. No one is ignoring her film. The problem is that, I'm sorry, but that's how studios work. Studios, they simply are not going to invest money in a movie that is a flop, you know. Rookie Critics, thanks for the super chat. What do you want in a Ghostbuster movie? Well, the perfect scenario for me would be to have some elements of the nostalgia back, and that would be involving the original cast. So that is something that I think would be very important. Second of all, not losing that core element, like, because I believe that the new Ghostbusters, the 16, for instance, it kind of became that SNL skit, unfunny, the jokes didn't land. So I believe that I want an element of nostalgia. I want good action. Now it's the time for us to have great visual effects, because if you go back and watch the original Ghostbusters, the visual effects do not work nowadays. You can totally tell, ooh, they're not very great. So now is the time for us to have that nostalgia back with great visual effects, a great story, great action, the music, you know, and all that great elements, the Ecto one. I really want to see that again, but I think we need it. We must have the original cast back, otherwise it's probably not going to work. That's what I think. But yeah, I just want the movie to be great. I heard that they are bringing in new cast. There also heard a lot of rumors about passing the torch, but right now there is no confirmation of either side, so it's even hard, and we're just speculating here. We don't know. But I think Venkman needs to return. I think he was kind of the main guy, right? And this has all to do with Bill Murray. I mean, if they can't convince the guy to come back. I know Dan is definitely he was the one that was always couldn't shut up about Ghostbusters, so I'm pretty sure that he might come back. But Venkman, you know, Bill Murray is the one that might, I don't know. And if they don't bring him back, it might be a problem. Because I think that if they're able to bring all the original cast, I could see a lot of the originals going back for that nostalgia. Plus, I don't know. What do you guys think? Humphrey Bear said, dump Disney. Dump Disney. Disney is carving their own hole, right? Did you hear that they're losing a lot of money with the streaming service that they haven't even launched yet? That's because, you know, Kathleen Kennedy sold a bunch of the rights to Netflix. So we'll see what's gonna happen there. The Cross said, should there be new characters, new team members, and new villains, humans and ghosts alike? I believe new characters is inevitable. in a movie that is new, to make it new and fresh and bring nostalgia, you have to have a little bit of both. So I totally think that they will be bringing new characters, and they must bring new characters. It needs to look fresh and new, but I think that they should find a way to combine that with the nostalgia along with the original cast. You know, just like it would be great to see Sigourney Weaver back, because then we have history. You know, they could play off each other's and reference things that we would all understand, that would be a perfect way to really pass the torch. But if they don't do that and they just kind of reboot, which it doesn't seem like. Reichman said that this is not a reboot, it's still taking place in the same universe. So if it's all with new characters and no original characters there, not sure if it's going to be effective, I gotta say. John Neely saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is dead on arrival because of Michael Bay's production company. Was that a movie that was coming out? I'm confused. There was a movie, right? I didn't even see that film because it looked so bad. So I didn't really check that out. Joe is saying Ray Stantz is the guy that should tie this movie together. It could be as well. And there's also the fact that we lost Egon, right? One of the Ghostbusters. That's kind of a bummer. It's a bit sad. It's always a problem when one is missing, but if they're not able to bring at least the other survivors back, I don't know if this movie is gonna work. Let's see what else are you guys saying here. AJ, well, they wasted 3 years with crappy 2016. I know, what a waste of time. They should have already gone to direct to the new movies. It just doesn't make sense. Everything Star Wars, I saw half of it. It was okay. I just didn't get why they were doing it. I was disappointed with Ghostbusters 2016. Would have been about them passing the business on. I totally agree. That movie was a dumpster fire. I don't understand how people. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't get that kind of humor. To me, it looked like an SNL skit. It did not look like a movie, you know, like the jokes didn't land. And even the weird thing is that, like I said on my other video, if you guys watch it, I'm pretty sure you guys watch it, I said that individually those actresses, they're kind of funny, you know. I saw Bridesmaid where 2 of those actors were there, and I was like, oh my god, this movie's so funny. They're funny actresses, but there was no chemistry in that film. I don't know what was going on there. I was like, there is no chemistry here. This is just, oh, terrible. Super chat, yay, let's see. Question 2. Are you going to get the Disney service? Do you think streaming will cause DVDs to go extinct in the future? I think DVDs will definitely go extinct, because I think everything now it's downloading and having an online cloud is the way to go, because that way you're never gonna lose the film. But I'm the kind, I don't know if it's because I'm a hoarder or something. I'm not a hoarder, but I like to have my DVDs. I like looking at the DVDs, you know. I like to see my collection there. I like to touch them. It's a weird thing, I don't know why. So I have movies that I bought online, for instance, but I think, yes, I believe that the DVD will eventually go extinct. I think that it's just going to be an online service always, something like an Amazon where you can, you know what I mean. And am I going to buy the Disney service? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It really depends on what are they offering there. Plus, I already have Netflix. I might get HBO to see Game of Thrones as soon as it starts, because I love that show. I have to think about it. I'm not sure if I'm probably not going to get it right away. But we'll see. If they start getting Star Wars right, then probably yes, because I really want to see the Clone Wars. Oh my God, there's the Clone Wars I want to see. Reed Polantia, thanks for the super chat. Great to see you, Viv. I am hopeful for the new Ghostbusters. The more the SJWs are against it, the more hopeful I am. That's true, but you know what I was just saying? I'm worried that this whole controversy will push will not have the original cast want to be involved, because they're doing this. If it were not for hope, the heart would break. Great Greek attitude. Yes, true. See, I'm with you. I'm actually hopeful, because are you kidding me? I freaking love the Ghostbusters. I think that is such a great franchise. But because this whole controversy now that they're attacking the film before it's even made, might have the original cast not even want to be involved, and that's my biggest fear, because I think if they're not able to get the original cast, I'm not sure if this is going to work. There was an article saying that Ernest, is this his name Ernest? Oh my God, I'm terrible in names, sorry. But one of the Ghostbusters said that he has not been approached yet, which is weird. But I know that Dan is the one that has been talking about it. So it appears that he is the one involved. So it seems like if someone is, if they're bringing just one back, it might be the original, it might be just Dan, which is kind of, I want to see all of them. I want them all. Is it too bad? No, I guess that's what everybody wants, right? I want them all. Oscar said, have you seen the Battle Angel Alita trailer? Yes, I did. I enjoyed it very much. I know that James Cameron is involved. He's a great director and executive producer. He's also behind the new Terminator, which I'm still very hopeful despite that horrible picture they gave us. Gosh, I'm praying for this movie, but I do have faith that James Cameron is not like the other people. I'm pretty sure that he's smart enough to not destroy his own franchise. I mean, one can only hope. But yes, I did see Battle Angel Alita trailer. I thought that it was pretty cool. I think I have a reaction on my videos there. Pretty sure I do. I think I reacted twice. There's 2 trailers, right? Yes, I did react to it. It's looking pretty great, and I'm definitely excited for that. But I don't know much about the character. That's I gotta say. What else are you guys saying here? Bill Murray, don't. Everything Star Wars is saying, don't think anyone would lose a DVD. I think it is better. Download it, takes up space, costs money to. Yeah, that's true. But I think the future will be downloading. I'm pretty sure because this takes space in the house. And nowadays, everything is about the internet. Everything is about apps. And I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with something where you can pay less and have a bunch of movies there. I don't know. That's just what I think. Humphrey Bear said, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing your names wrong. I'm sorry. A free comic book with each DVD. A free yeah, that would be the way to go to have people buy it, right? I mean, not everyone's a fan of comic books. Talking about comic books, did you guys see Glass? I did see Glass, and I was fairly disappointed, I gotta say. Not with the entire film, only with the ending. Cross gotta go. Bye. Thanks so much for stopping by. Richie said, I'm back. Had to drop off a few minutes. Oh, no, cool. Thanks. And he's saying, I will always prefer having physical DVD or VHF of the movies I love and own. Me too. Me too. But they do take space. That's the problem. Because I want to have a lot. I want a bunch of films. No, at home in Brazil, I have like a whole wall with things. And here I bought so many more. I just have a lot. Rookie critics say, I think DVDs will survive. People want to have those in those services. Plus, you would never own the movies on there. Okay, and if something happens to the company, then the films are gone. Do you think so? Well, maybe. Perhaps you're right. We'll see. I guess in a couple of... Yeah, I guess we'll see. I have a feeling that they might create something where... I'm not sure that they might want to have everybody download movies online or something like that. Like I have a few films that I bought on Amazon, so I can stream there. And I bought a few on iTunes as well. I think I bought Justice League and Batman v Superman online because I wasn't a big fan of the films, but even though I love the characters, I felt I need to have these films because I want to go back and watch them, even if I want to do a review or anything. So I have them, but I don't have them in DVD. I do have Man of Steel on DVD though. I enjoyed Man of Steel a lot, although some things really bothered me about that film. What else are you guys saying here? Oh, our Adami, thanks for the super chat. Where am I from? I am from Brazil. Do you think Black Panther is overrated? I'm a big fan of Black Panther. It's one of my favorite films. If you check my top 10 list of the films from last year, I loved the film. I loved it for a lot of reasons. I loved the way that they wrote the villain because I thought that you could sympathize. I love the costumes. I love everything about the culture. I love the characters. I was never introduced to Black Panther until I start watching the Marvel films. Did it really deserve an Oscar, like to be nominated for a best movie? That I'm not sure if it should be nominated. You know what I mean? So perhaps I don't know. I like I said, as a fan, like I really had a great time watching the film. I really liked the movie a lot. You know, I love the fight scenes. I love Okoye was one of my favorite characters. I'm a fan of her anyways from Walking Dead. I think she rocks. So there's a lot of elements from the film that I enjoyed very much. But to be nominated for Best Picture, I'm not sure. I think that perhaps Infinity War should have taken that. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Black Panther. I do enjoy the film very much, but I don't know. I don't even think it's gonna win the Oscars. I think it's just there because to bring attraction to the Oscars. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the audience for the Oscars went down completely. I think last year was the lowest one they've ever had. And that has a lot to do because no mainstream films is ever involved. It's always about these artistic films that not a lot of the general public are interested in. So because of that, a lot of people don't even want to watch the Oscars anymore. So it's kind of dying. So I believe that they're doing this as a way to bring those fans to watch the show. So that counts as well. There's also the representation that they want to be, you know, so worried about nowadays. Listen, there's nothing wrong with representation. There's only wrong when you just make it about representation, not about the story, you know? That's my problem with it. Like, the problem is not representation. Like, the other day I was talking to a friend. If you go back at the early beginning of theater, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually learned this not long ago. When theater started, women were not allowed to act. So guys always had to play roles of women, which if you think about it, it's kind of weird. So it was great that things changed and now you have a female actress, because can you imagine it's just how weird it was. But that's how theater started, you know. Women were not allowed to be actors. So all the female roles, you know, the whole time when you go back to Romeo and Juliet, a guy was playing that. So it's kind of weird, you know, but that's how it was until they finally allowed women to act. So those kind of things it's important, you know, like you think about it, those kind of things needed to be implemented. Otherwise it would have been weird. But like I said, the problem is that nowadays is the trend, the rant. Hey Viv, hi. Thanks for all of you guys joining me. So I think nowadays the problem is that representation is the main focus. It's no longer the story, it's no longer character development, or is like, you take the biggest example is The Last Jedi, for instance. They broke characters that did not needed to be broken just for the sake of representation. That really pissed me off, because that's not what you're expecting in a film. Like, they didn't think about the storyline, they didn't think about the mythology, they didn't think about any of that. They were worried about this narrative, and it's just it's infuriating. The Rookie Critic said, we are all glad to see you streaming. Yay! I know. It's hard for me to do streams, guys, because you don't understand, but I have a very crazy schedule. I never really know when I'm going to be home. You know, I have to be always riding. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but I am in school, and that takes a lot of my time because I have to do a lot of other projects and writing, and sometimes I need to be shooting. It's complicated, and I want to keep up with the YouTube channel to make videos for you guys. So, but I wish I should be doing live stream more often. It's fun to get here and chat with you guys. Will people buy real books or just read them on a Kindle? I'm the kind of person, I love real books, but I do appreciate the Kindle version as well, because sometimes it's just so much easier for you to read it on your phone. But I do have that thing that I prefer the physical thing. I don't know, guys. We're getting into that age that everything is becoming digital, so I think I'm not sure. I don't know what to say there. I think the future of physical discs will die. Collectors, yeah, I agree. Let's see what else you guys saying here. How excited are you for Far From Home? How excited are you for Far From Home? Oh, are you that's the Spider-Man. Very excited. I think that I really love Tom Holland. I think that he has that fresh youth, childish childish thing that I think I've never seen in Spider-Man before, because my favorite Spider-Man, I would say, is the not Tom Welling, what's his name, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. It's one I really love that film. I thought it was really great. I think 1 and 2 were great, and I think the third one was the worst one, if I remember correctly. And I like Tom Holland because he's much younger than that, and or at least he looks. I don't know. He's very fresh. He's very entertaining. I like this take much better than the other guy that played Spider-Man a couple of years ago, the skinny one. I can't remember his name. Whatever, you guys know who I'm talking about. I didn't like those films at all, where instead of MJ, there was Gwen. You know what I'm talking about. Didn't like those films at all. I was like, eh. First, it's too soon to make a new Spider-Man. And yeah. Okay. Flipped out. Thanks for the super chat. Want to see Shazam. How well does it fit into the DC? Well, I think that if I remember correctly, Shazam used to be a big Superman fan. And Superman is kind of his role model. At least that's how it was on the comics, or at least on the animations as I remember. Now, the only thing that we saw, I didn't see anything about Superman apart from that one, them flying on air that really looked like Man of Steel. So that kind of really looks like it's gonna fit in the universe. And also the fact that there's some pictures, not a picture, but there was there's a picture that was shown where you can see elements that happen in Man of Steel on a magazine. So definitely the universe, I think, is within the universe. Now, it's going to be very funny if I think he might even use Superman as an example to like learn the flight stuff, you know. But yes, I definitely believe that Shazam would be a great fit for the DC universe. I think that he's that kind of character that would always be the comical relief. Like sometimes it's also Flash, but I think Shazam is even more because he's a kid. He's literally a kid. He's not just like Flash that is a heart of a kid, but he's actually an adult. No, Shazam is a kid. And it doesn't really seem like, I don't know, I just think that is going to, I'm very excited. I think that I have high hope for DC. I just want this universe to merge, and I want another Man of Steel because I think we deserve that, you know. I think it's been time enough, and yes, I can't wait to see that. Another super chat, Arami, am I saying your name wrong? I'm sorry, but thanks for the super chat. How would you react if Rey turns out to be trans? I don't know. I mean, I don't care. I mean, with this new Star Wars, anything is possible, right? Like right now, Lando is pansexual, but yeah, whatever, man. To be honest with you, I think I was super interested in Rey by the time I was watching The Last Jedi. But after The Last Jedi, my excitement on the Rey storyline is kind of over. The only person I really want to hear something about or see how are they going to end up is Kylo Ren, because he's connected to the Skywalkers. That's the only thing I want to see the movie for. And I want to see what are they going to do with Luke, knowing that he's back. And I'm always very curious to see how are they going to implement Carrie Fisher into this film, taking the fact that all the footage has been pre-shot. So I'm very curious about that. But Rey, unfortunately, they destroyed the character to me, and if they redeem her, I'll be happy. But I am definitely not holding my breath for that. So yes, if they make her trans, I don't really care. What else are you guys saying here? Andrew Garfield. Yeah, that was the guy. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I hated that Spider-Man. I thought it was terrible. AJ said, I'm Spider-Man Homecoming. It seemed like Tom Holland was high school and Red Bull trying to spit out lines as fast as possible. You didn't like him? Who is your favorite Spider-Man if you didn't like him? I thought that to be honest with you, I thought that he was better on Infinity War than Homecoming. Perhaps you're right. Although I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the film because I really liked that actor, the guy that played Batman, Michael Keaton. I thought that he was a pretty cool villain and enjoyed it very much. Rookie Critic, thank you for all the collabs you've done lately. No problem. It's my pleasure. As much as I have time, I love doing. By the way, a Brazilian channel reached out to me. They teach English in Brazil, and they were asking me for an interview. And next Friday, I will do a quick live stream. I think it's going to be in English. I'll post it on Twitter so you guys can pop in there saying hello and help the Brazilians learn some English. Armin say vinyl and tape sales doubled in growth last year. Thoughts? Oh, is that an affirmation? Did it double in growth? I'm pretty sure you, of course, because right now they're kind of like it's something that not everyone has it, right? I actually have I have a bunch of vinyl. Do I say vinyl or vinyl? Maybe it's vinyl. Okay, I think it's vinyl. If I'm pronouncing wrong, I'm sorry. I have a bunch here and also at home in Brazil. They double in price. Thoughts? Well, I think that they would double in price because it's something that is more like not everyone will have it, and it's also kind of a collector thing, I would say, like that. People that like to collect things are probably the ones that are going to spend time with that. Yeah, of course they would double price because it's also much. I think it's expensive to even produce these things nowadays, right? It's not like it used to be before. Darren said we need to do another stream, Viv. I'd love to ask you more questions. Sure, we can. Maybe my school. Yeah, we can. Maybe in a week or so we can. Next Friday I have a stream with this Brazilian channel. Maybe we could do it sometime the following week. I think Fridays are probably the best day for me if you guys want to do anything. Yes, Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a masterpiece. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. I think it was very nicely done. But as a Superman fan, there are a couple of things that I don't like about the film. I have to be truly honest. Kind of crushed my heart there a little bit. But I still appreciate the film very much. Great visual effects. I think it was so awesome to see Superman take flight. It was incredible. I thought the casting was amazing. You know, Henry Cavill, it's really a great Superman. Zod, Michael, what's his name? Michael Shane? Something like that. I actually met him. He's such a weirdo in real life in a bar here in New York City. He happened to walk in and I was about to leave. And oh my goodness, he's kind of a weirdo, you know. He's kind of like the same presence that he has in the movies. He's a bit of a weirdo, but yeah, I did meet him, and he's extremely tall as well. Here, the thing in New York is that we always run into celebrities, and I don't know if you guys know that. I probably never mentioned. I do a lot of photojournalism. That's why I have a bunch of badges down there. So I run into celebrities all the time. Sometimes I'm I do red carpets or fashion shows. You name it. So that's one of the things I didn't mention, but I do work with video and photo as well. So I do run into a lot of celebrities, and sometimes they're quite interesting, you know. Let's see, what else you guys saying? Do you think female reboots might be Hollywood trying to create more diversity without trying original idea? As in that they want more women, but too scared to create original characters? Yes. I believe that rebooting iconic characters with female characters is the wrong way to go, because that's not the characters were iconic to begin with. Like the whole thing with the Ghostbusters, to me that was a huge mistake, because we are living in this era of lack of creativity. Think about it. How many reboots have we seen in the past decade? So many. It's all about rehashing and rehashing and rehashing the old. Why? Because studios, they hate losing money. And because they hate losing money, they hate also kind of bargaining, or not bargaining, what's the word? Kind of gambling with a new idea. Because the problem with new ideas, it could either become Star Wars like George Lucas, or it could become a complete flop. So the problem nowadays with lack of creativity is the power that studios has over creation. That's the problem, because if the studios are not willing to invest in creative ideas, they keep doing this, bringing female characters and rehashing them in iconic characters, and that's terrible. I mean, again, like, we have plenty of strong female characters that have been written. Why can they write why can't they just create their own stories? And there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that we don't know, you know, like when you're going to try to pitch in a film for a studio, it's not as smooth as we think it is. uh, it's a very selective environment, you know. I know because I work in this industry, and I try, it's hard to get into it, it's hard to get people to trust you, it's hard to, it's a hard industry, and it's because of that it's also hard for creativity to flow, you know. Look at Star Wars, for instance. They try to do something new, but they're so not creative that they have to go back and keep rehashing the old, you know. So yes, that's what we are at nowadays, which is kind of annoying. Let's see what else are you guys saying here. Tobey Maguire. Oops. I am terrible at keeping up with chats, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, let's keep going here. What are you guys saying here? Oh, my name is Aram. 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 Oh, Aram. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Aram. Okay, now I'll pronounce it right. Thanks for letting me know, for teaching. Let me guys tell you one thing. My first year living abroad was in England. And in England, they really correct you a lot. But here in America, people don't really correct you. So sometimes if you're speaking wrong, you'll never know if you're speaking wrong, because people here, I think it's because I don't know, Americans are more laid back, but the English would always correct me, and it was very helpful for me at the time, because at the time when I used to live in England, I lived there for like a year. My English was very rough, you know. It was my first time being abroad as well, but now I've been here for years now. It's different, but yeah. But thanks for teaching me how to pronounce your name. Tobey Maguire was my favorite, probably because I saw Spider-Man movies first. Yes, I agree with you. Tobey Maguire was definitely my favorite. I think the most epic scenes were in the original Spider-Man. Pretty cool. Love those films. Okay. John, really, I know women who don't like the James Bond character, and even some men who don't, but I really like the story of Skyfall and Spectral. People don't get the theme of Spectral. Okay, I'm not a big James Bond fan, which is very weird, because I got into films because of my dad. My dad was the one that introduced me to films, and he is obsessed with Star Wars, with Aliens, Terminator, all these things. I'm hugely influenced by my dad. And the reason why I even wanted to learn English to begin with is because he used to watch films with subtitles. And when I was a kid, I couldn't keep up, and I got so mad that I couldn't understand that I said, I need to learn English so I don't have to read subtitles anymore. But for some reason, he loves James Bond, but I could never get into James Bond. I just I don't like the character, and I cannot even explain why. I'm just not into him. I prefer, I don't know. I can't even explain. I'm just not into the character. What else are you guys saying here? Heading out, Rookie Critic. Oh, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, the Rookie Critic, bye. Do you watch Flash, Supergirl, or Arrow? I follow Arrow and Flash more than I follow Supergirl, just because I find the show Supergirl a bit annoying and sometimes childish. I don't like it. I also know that they bring Superman sometimes, but Superman is my favorite character. It's always been kind of the top #1 superhero for me. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always into Superman. And I know that is a Supergirl show, so they can't bring Superman and have him go be the most strong one. But to make Supergirl stronger than Superman, to me, is kind of dumb, because even if you think about the Yellow Sun, Superman has been on Earth way longer than her, so he absorbed way more radiation from the Yellow Sun than her. And just the fact that most time men has more physical strength than women in general, right? I mean, some women, trust me, they're so strong, but in general, guys have more physical strength than girls, so it's kind of annoying. But I'm not even talking about physical strength. I'm talking about making him a bit dumb, and he's always like getting beaten down, and she's the one. It pisses me off, because I'm a huge Superman fan. So I think Supergirl. I like the actress though. I think her as Supergirl is great. I just don't like the storyline of the show. I find it very annoying. But I enjoyed the Flash. But I think from all the three ones, I prefer Arrow the most. I think Arrow is, maybe it's because it's dark and it's more serious. I enjoyed it a lot. Durant said, awesome, I will do on Twitter around them. Cool. Gotta go, take care, bye. Bye guys, all the you guys that had to leave, bye-bye. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, what else are you guys saying here? Aram is saying, I love your accent, never lose it. Thank you. Probably I'll never lose it. Even if I wanted to. I mean, sometimes I'm able to lose. Sometimes I'm able to lose it, but it's definitely not gonna go anywhere. Okay, what else are you guys saying? The General Zod played by Michael Shannon. Yes, Michael Shannon, that's it. I always forget his name. Michael Shannon, such a weirdo. He's a weirdo. Okay, what else are you guys saying? Heath Ledger or Robert Downer Jr.? Heath Ledger or Robert Downer Jr.? I was a huge Heath Ledger fan, but I probably would go with Heath Ledger. I think that I liked his acting better, I would say it this way. But if you're talking about characters that they played, that would be a very fun one. And the Joker versus Iron Man, I'll definitely choose the Joker. I think the Joker is a fascinating villain. He's the best villain, probably one of the best after Darth Vader. I freaking love him. I did a top 10 villains of all time, and I put the Joker there. I just find him extremely smart, and he has a great sense of humor, which is great. I love the Joker. But I was never a big fan of Iron Man until I was introduced to the Marvel films, which is very interesting. See, I've always been into the DC characters because I grew up watching animations from DC, you know, the Justice League, Superman, what is it called? The Adventures of Superman. Also reading comic books from DC. So I grew up with the DC characters. So I don't need any introduction when it comes to the DC characters. But I knew nothing about Marvel characters until I start watching when I start watching the Marvel films. And that's where I was like, wow, Iron Man is a pretty cool dude, you know? And he's so, like, he's kind of the Bruce Wayne, you know, that has a lot of money. He's also super smart, has a super brain. So if you look at it, they're very similar in a lot of ways. But obviously, Iron Man has a way better sense of humor than Bruce Wayne, you know? But yeah, I find it pretty cool, the universe. I'm never the kind of person, Marvel versus DC. I think you can appreciate both. Female robots. Oh yeah, that annoying female robot from Solo. Oh my God, I really hate that movie. I tried to watch it yesterday and I fell asleep, and I'm such a disappointed on that film again. Solo, a Star Wars story. What else are you guys saying here? Tobey Maguire, my favorite. Okay. I think I went back. Hang on. Have you been watching The Orville? And if so, what are your thoughts? No, I have not. There's a lot of shows. It's a show, right? I believe it's a show that I need to catch up on. People keep telling me you should check that out, but I didn't. I'm sorry, I haven't. Maybe I'll check it out. Where can I find this show? Can you tell me? And then I'll look it up. Você assiste anime? So someone is asking if I watch anime. I'm not a big anime person either, so I don't know much about the anime world. I used to watch the Dragon Ball, but a long time ago. Helder Cortez, girl power, I guess, girl power. DC or Marvel? Oh, here you go. You want to start a fight? DC or Marvel? Both. I love both. But I would say DC characters, but the Marvel films were better. However, I think DC is catching up. I loved Aquaman. You guys saw my review, right? Loved it. I think that Aquaman is, it was a spectacle. It was so beautiful to watch. I loved it. I think James Wan put it in the right direction. He made a ton of money. So who knows? And I'm very, very excited for Shazam. I love Shazam. I think it's going to be a fun character. Can't wait. They should have brought back Constantine instead of Supergirl. Oh yes, Constantine is an awesome character as well. What else are you saying? Did you review Daredevil? Are you talking Daredevil, the TV show? I didn't review the TV show. I did reaction. I talked about him being canceled, but I didn't review. I think Daredevil was an incredible show. I was very impressed with the camera movements. I was very impressed with the choreography. I was at Comic-Con right here where the whole cast was there, so I saw their interview. So to me, it came to such a surprise that Netflix would cancel the show, because it is such a good show and it has such a big following. I was shocked, and obviously they didn't hint anything on Comic-Con, but I think it's a very nicely crafted show. The way that it's written, it has the villain is very interesting. The fights, it's very on point. You know, the character, Matt, the guy that plays Matt, it's great acting. Love that show. Everything about it. Durant is saying Supergirl is cool, but we can't have a Superman sequel first. But can we have a Superman sequel for? Yes, right? But I don't know if you heard, but apparently Warner Bros. Is actually focusing themselves on a Supergirl film rather than Superman. I just don't understand, because one should lead the other. It's kind of annoying. And man, I think it's time for Man of Steel 2. You know, it's about that time. Superman is the granddaddy of superheroes. I don't understand what's going on Warner Bros. And why they're putting him aside. It's probably to, I don't know, whatever. Maybe to build some, what's the word? To build some, I don't even know what to say. Helder Cortez said, don't you think Arrow got a bit lost on the way? Yes, it did. I think the first and second seasons were the strongest one, and then it kind of like, I think there was one that was like the whole Russian thing that I was a bit, Now I haven't watched this whole series yet for this past season. I need to catch up with it, because I like to watch when everything is out, so I don't have to keep waiting. So I'm still need to, but I did see the what is it called? The Arrowverse, cross, whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? Where I thought that was, it was fun. Black Angus Review is saying, hey, do you think Marvel will have to give Sony more than they want to keep spicy in MCU with the politics of Black Panther and Captain Marvel? I think they need him for a likable lead for the future. Do you think Marvel will have to give Sony more? Do I think? Well, all of this stuff that goes behind the scene, it's very hard for us to even know what's going on there. But yes, but all of that I wish, this is all that I wish. I wish that they leave the politics out of it and they focusing on making good films. And I think that with this whole merging that they are talking about it makes things, it makes you wonder, right? What else can they destroy next? For instance, I don't know if you guys heard, I did hear a couple of days, no, I actually was reading an article that it's probably just a fake rumor that someone is saying that Disney might recast Deadpool. Now, could you imagine Deadpool being played by anyone other than Ryan Reynolds? Probably not. You know, that guy made the character. But yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. I would love to see a Marvel version, like the MCU version of the X-Men, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to see a different Wolverine. I gotta be honest. Like, I want to see, I think Hugh Jackman is still very fresh as Wolverine in my mind. And if they wanna, I don't understand why they would not just take over the characters with the same characters, but that's probably not what they're gonna do, and that's the one thing, it doesn't make me happy. I think that Hugh Jackman could still be playing Wolverine. He kicks ass still. I mean, why not keep him, right? Are you looking, okay, hey, good to see you live, thanks, yeah. Are you looking forward to the Mandalorian Star Wars show that's being made? For me, it's the last chance. Well, am I looking forward? Sure, as long as it's good. I mean, taking the whole direction of the new Lucasfilm, we don't know until it's actually out, but I think that the only way for us to watch that would be to sign out for the streaming service, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I might do it, I might not do it. I mean, it really depends. Maybe I'll do it. Depends how much it's going to cost. But yes, I'm excited. I think it'll be there's a lot of things that they can explore there. But did you guys hear they're trying to bring that character from Rogue One? What is his name again? You guys can remind me there, his name. The Spanish guy. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But my problem with all of that is that these are characters that are not involved with the Force. And I mean, what's Star Wars without the Force? You know, I want to see the Force, and I want to see Force user characters more. So I don't know if that's going to play a role in The Mandalorian. Who knows? What I'm really excited for is the Clone Wars. Very excited. Viram Trollano, Ryan Reynolds, MCU. Hugh Jackman is the man. He's Wolverine. Yes, I definitely agree. I think he's so awesome. And he's the nicest guy. I met him here in New York. He's so nice. Super cool to talk to. Wolverine in Avengers Endgame. Yes, that would be sweet. I love Jim Carrey as Wolverine. Who else? Jim Carrey? Are you kidding me? Really? No, I want Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He said that? I'm 50 years old and I have cancer. Does he? Is this a joke? I didn't hear anything about it. I think he's still. I mean, look at Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is still doing like those incredible. Do you guys see his last film, Fallout? It was incredible, and the things that he was able to do in that film, I was very much impressed. Hi, before I comment, you are our hero and kisses from Argentina. Hi, thanks so much. To Padme Amidala on Star Wars. Vader has gotten a YouTube channel. On an unrelated note, the actress of Padme Amidala from Star Wars theory fan. Oh, she has a YouTube channel. Cool. She looked so sweet. She looked like the young Natalie Portman, right? I think that movie, guys, how amazing was Shards of the Past? I was so happy because that movie really, it just has so much heart and so much soul, and it really shows what passion can do to a project, and that's what is lacking in Hollywood, right? Because Hollywood nowadays, like is about virtue signaling, is about politics and narrative and genders and race. It's no longer about passion and good story and good character development. For a film lover like myself, it's really sad. It's really sad. Gregory, hey Gregory, they can't keep the politics out of it because of their grasp has superseded their stupidity. Yes, agreed, 100%. I want Gambit in Avengers Force. That would be great. Do you think they're gonna involve any of the X-Men's on the latest Avengers? I'm not sure. He has skin cancer. So is that true, guys? Wow. My God, really? I did not hear about that. Didn't know. Okay, what else are you guys saying? Tom Cruise could beat Captain Marvel. Yes, maybe. Who knows, right? Do you think that Captain Marvel is really going to be the one to kill Thanos? Because that's might be anticlimactic if you think about it. Because here are my thoughts. Nothing against her being so strong, whatever. I mean, that's totally fine. I don't even know anything about Captain Marvel to begin with. So this movie that we're about to see is going to be my first introduction to the character. I know nothing about Captain Marvel. I just know that she's supposed to be very strong. However, to bring a character that has never been part of these 10 years to destroy the big bad wolf, it might be a bit weird, in my opinion. You know, because there's not a lot of story there, you know, I don't know. Are they going to do that? RC from New York City, thanks for the super chat. Good evening, Viv. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from New York. Greetings from New York, indeed. Do you love cheese? Do I love cheese? I like cheese. I don't love cheese. Is Matt Reeves good enough to compete Nolan movies? I think Nolan has a very different style of filmmaking, and it's hard to compare. However, Matt Reeves, if you guys don't know, is the director that is working on the new Batman film. There is a lot of controversy surrounding the new Batman film. One is that it might be a different Batman, but so far no one has heard about casting. We don't know if Ben Affleck will be returning or if it will be a movie about a younger version of Batman. That would be understandable why they would cast a different guy. So everything is very secretive right now, so we don't really know what's going on with the new Matt Reeves Batman film. But I don't know much about his style as well, so I can't really do that comparison. I do know more of Nolan's style for filmmaking, which I think is great. He's a great filmmaker. I love the Dark Knight. I own all of them. I'm looking at it to try to find it. I have the Dark Knight. I really enjoy those films. But I still think my favorite Batman is probably the one with Michael Keaton. I love that one, Batman Returns, with Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito as the Penguin. And that movie is directed by Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. I think he's considered a tour director, which is that kind of director that has his own different visual style, which I really appreciate. And I absolutely love those films because I think they're very unique and very different than other stuff, you know. I appreciate them so much. I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. She's for me the best Catwoman ever. She's awesome. What else? Batman Returns. Yeah, love that movie so very much. Absolutely love it. Paper, Rock, Scissors, Captain Marvel, Thanos, Chuck Norris. I think the answer is pretty self-evident. Oh my God, don't even. Where do you put the Jaws poster? My Jaws poster is right here next to me. I'll show you. It's here. It's just to the side. I was just rearranging. But yeah, it's still here. If Batman Beyond is ever made into a film, Michael Keaton would be a great older Batman Bruce Wayne. Yes, I loved Michael Keaton as Batman. I think that he was so serious. He was so, I don't know, I just freaking love those films. I miss the time where you could say that movies were great. You know, I mean, we do have some great films here and there, but nowadays it's not as much as it used to be. Like, look at those Indiana Jones, Terminator, like those are my favorite type of films, you know. They were like super, I don't know. Please send a hug to my friend Thomas Turbando. Sending you a hug, Thomas Turbando. Tom Cruise as, what? Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, that would be cool for sure. I think Tom Cruise is still rocking, man. The stuff that the guy can do is incredible. Michelle was the best Catwoman. Oh, without a doubt, she was freaking awesome. I really wanted to even like buy a costume like that. I just thought that she was so great, especially because she was really playing a cat. That's why the character is completely different than the character that what's the new Catwoman played again? Anne Hathaway played. Like, she's more like the thief, but she was never really played like a cat, right? It's different. The Christopher Nolan Batman is completely different, but I really enjoyed Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I thought she rocked. She was awesome. Captain America will die. Do you think so? Do you think he's the one that's gonna die? It sounds like he's gonna die, but a lot of people are telling me that they think that what's his name? Iron Man is gonna die as well. So that would suck, because I think that, you know, especially in the latest film, he was talking about having a son and being married. Would they kill the character before the fans got to see that? Not sure. Flipped Out is saying Indiana Jones being written by John Kasdan. Yes, I did hear about that. I was very worried about that. If you guys don't know, John Kasdan is the son of Lawrence Kasdan, which is the guy that wrote the original. He wrote Indiana Jones, but I don't think he wrote all the films. And he also wrote he was involved on The Empire Strikes Back. He was involved in big films as well. And his son is the one apparently writing, but it is not clear if he is co-writing or if he's rewriting, because some of the film was already written and now he was brought on board. So there's a lot of mystery there that is not pretty clear. Unless there's some news that I'm not aware, you can let me know in the comments there, because last I heard, it was not very sure if he's co-writing with someone or if he's definitely rewriting or rearranging the script. One second, guys. I'm trying to find the okay, what else? Hey Viv, yourself not what? The rant, I know, it's like you, bro. Captain America dies, they probably do a callback to the last pages of Civil War comics. Tony saying goodbye to the Cap. Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that he dies on Civil War, but they didn't do that on the film. So perhaps you're right. Perhaps they're going to do that, because the good thing about Marvel is that they are pretty close to the comics, way more than DC was. However, they have to change things for the films, because if they don't change things for the film, you cannot just go there and watch a movie and know everything that's gonna happen, you know. So obviously they will have to change things. Indy 5 thoughts. Indy 5. Okay, let's talk about Indiana Jones Files. I was just talking a while ago here. Okay, so I think that Harrison Ford, I saw an interview where he said that he is involved, which is great, because I do not imagine Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. And it was the same thing with Han Solo, for instance. It's very hard for you to imagine Han Solo without Harrison Ford. So he's going to be involved. Spielberg is involved. Kasdan is involved. And Kasdan's son, not the dad, who wrote the original, if I'm not mistaken. So I am a little bit worried with the fact that, if you think about it, they haven't really been able to bring back a film and make it really good and interesting and successful. Because if you look at the fourth Indiana Jones, it was not very good. You know, the whole story with the crystal skull there, I was like, the whole story of Indiana Jones having a son, and the son was not, he was very annoying, playing by that kind of annoying actor as well, Shia LaBeouf, something like that. I don't even know how to say his name. Doesn't matter. So obviously my hopes is for the best. I want those movies to be great. I want those to feel that same excitement that I saw with Temple of Doom, you know, The Last Crusade, and all those great films. I love them all, you know. But can they bring that back, and can they create a very pleasing story? I doubt. Hi Viv from Perth in Australia, love your channel. Thanks so much from Australia, that's so cool. Would you like a sequel trilogy to be rebooted if that was possible? Yes, without a doubt. I would definitely love to reboot the sequel trilogy, but I don't see how, because our main character Leia is no longer with us, Carrie Fisher. So how would they do that? I don't know. It's not gonna happen unless Disney sells the right to somebody else again. That's the only way, but I don't see them doing that, you know. Or I don't know, guys. It would be great, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Awesome.com said, do you hate Johnny? Johnny who? Johnny? I don't know who you're talking about. Okay, what else are you guys saying? Walter is saying, this year is the 30th anniversary of the 1984 Batman movie. Really? Wow. Wow, that is a long time. That's a lot of time. It's a long time. AJ saying, Chuck Norris makes most of his money taking bribes from weapon makers. They pay him to stay out of wars because he would render their products unnecessarily. Chuck, no- Chuck Norris, the actor? I don't even know what's going on. That I don't understand this. Confused you are. I was saying hey to you since it's nice to meet you. I am a nerd too. Oh, okay. Are you talking? Okay. Johnny Johnson. Who's Johnny Johnson? I'm a bit confused. I can't remember any Johnny Johnson. Maybe I'm a bit. Sorry everyone, I'm going to go now. Have an awesome stream. Thanks. I'm actually going to go in a little bit as well. I do need to go in a little bit. So, well, come on, let's send me some last questions before I go. Okay, Luke Paris, I am still watching Attack of the Clones. Oh, yes, that's actually, Attack of the Clones is probably my least favorite of the prequels. We could talk about the prequels a little bit. Attack of the Clones is my least favorite. I just thought he went too much on the CGI, but the third one is my favorite. I just think that movie has a lot of heart. The whole thing with him falling to the dark side, it was very heartbreaking. James is saying, do you like Rocket Raccoon in the Marvel movies? Yes, I do. For me, he's the best character of the MCU. I love how his persona is rugged, sarcastic, badass, lone wolf type, and how he really cares for his family. Yeah, I think that he's a pretty cool character. Definitely like him. It grew on me, I would say like that. I think he's pretty awesome. Hey Viv, wouldn't you like to see Harrison Ford play Sean Connery, The Last Crusade, like role in Indiana 5? I think that's how they're going to go for it, because think about it. He's very old, you know, he's like he's over 70. I think he's over 70 if I'm not mistaken. So he won't be able to play his younger self again. Like, I think he's going to be the type of Sean Connery character for sure. They have to. They probably will bring his son, which is definitely going to be played by a different actor, because I don't think they'll be bringing Shia back, because, you know, no one is a big fan of him anyways. So what are you talking about? Oh, we were talking about right now Indiana Jones. We talked about the prequels. We talked about Star Wars. We talked about Ghostbusters. We talked about a bunch of things. I'm not even dramatic. The Last Jedi fixed Attack of the Clones. Oh, are you kidding me? Of course. Like, The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie by the worst, without questioning. And it's not to do with, again, cinematography and visual effects. Don't count that. It's to do with the storyline and with a movie that is not even like, I don't even consider that piece of crap canon. I'm at that point. I don't consider that movie canon for me. I don't like that film. Luke Paris is saying, how did you react to the burning scene of Revenge of the Sith? The very first time I saw it, I am never going to forget it. I couldn't believe that was happening, because I was like, but wait a minute, he's going to be Darth Vader. How can he even survive that? Because it was so intense. I thought, there's no way he can even survive that. It was very disturbing and very kind of sad. It's tragic, you know. That's the story of Darth Vader. He's the tragic hero, you know. Fall to the dark side and lost everything that he had. It's super sad. So yeah, I was in tears. I was more in tears when Obi-Wan screams to him, "You are my brother, Anakin. I loved you. You were supposed to, you know, restore balance to the Force, not join the Sith." Now, what's the line? You're supposed to destroy the Sith, not join him. Ah, I always have tears in my eyes when I watch it. Attack of the Clones is cinema masterpiece compared to Last Jedi. Yes, absolutely agree. Walter is saying, oh, Harrison Ford 76. Wow, yeah. He's definitely going to be playing the Sean Connery type. Walter is saying, I agree with you, Viv, on the reboot of the sequel trilogy. Too unlikely now. Episode 3, my favorite of the prequels. Yeah, I think it's everybody's favorite, right? I like the first one. I just think the problem with the first one, he shouldn't have kept Anakin a kid the entire film. He should have started with a kid and then have him grown up. I don't know why the entire film he had to be a kid. I don't really understand why he went that way, but I mean, George Lucas is gonna do what George Lucas wants to do, right? That's why I also admire him, because he really wanted to tell a story and to be different, and he did it, man. Like, he really expanded the universe, and I'm very thankful for it. No matter how much people backlash people gave to the prequels, I freaking love them. I think it brought so much to the universe. Mace Windu, for instance, freaking awesome character. You know, to see Obi-Wan on his prime and Qui-Gon, you know, so many good things. I loved it, loved it. Do you think Ghostbusters, Richard Parker, do you think Ghostbusters is the first sign that Hollywood is finally starting to listen to the fans? Yes, but I think it's too soon for us to say, because we still don't know. We need another trailer with characters to see, kind of have a better idea of how is this movie is going to honor the original, because that's what the director is promising, right? The director is promising to, my phone is going on lower battery, so last minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna have to end the stream. If he respects the original, and you know, and he does a good job with storytelling, I think that yes, they're doing the right thing, but it's still early to tell. It might, if they don't get the original cast involved, who knows? What do you feel about Chris Pratt in Indiana Jones? I think he'd be a great new Indiana Jones. You know, he's kind of that type of, and he's funny. You know, I think he'd be great fit, definitely. Also, there's their other actor that is the spitting image of Harrison Ford that played his younger self. He would be a good fit as well, but he probably would come in and kind of do a not interpretation, but like he'd be too similar to Harrison. So I think if they're going for a son of Indiana Jones, you want similarities, but not too much, you know. Del Mango said, I tried to see Last Jedi again, but I left in after a joke of Poe Dameron and horrible bombers. Yes, tell me about it. But anyways, guys, Anthony Ingruber. How do you fix Star Wars? Well, erase everything. Or not everything, but erase The Last Jedi. Then you can fix it, I guess. But anyways, guys, it was very nice talking to you about all these different subjects. I had a lot of fun. I am going to end my stream now. Trying to be doing this more often. But thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, for hitting like, for commenting. I appreciate it very much. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye. Thank you.